Confessions of Nairobi Ben, part 2, and on this episode I'm going to highlight cases on sodomy. So we have Samuel, who started drinking back in school. He will take shots of vodka here and there, and he just kept going. Samuel maneuvers his way to university, and he's able to secure a stable job in Nairobi. So while at work, he's invited at this party in Kilimani. And let me just read how it goes down. So here goes Samuel's side of the story. Okay. There was expensive alcohol, good music, and meat. I don't have the total memory of that night. I remember arriving at the party and enjoying being there until about midnight. Then I remember waking up to find myself naked, lying on my stomach. I remember feeling the weight of someone on my back, pressing me down. Then I remember the fog in my brain clearing up long enough for me to feel the man lying on my back, sodomizing me. A sharp pain shot into my stomach and up my spine all at once. I tried to get on my elbow to shake him off, but I couldn't move my hands. I opened my mouth to say something, but it felt like rubber. I slept out of consciousness. Wondering if Samuel reported these incidents. No, he did not. These are his colleagues. Samuel works in a law firm, so no, he didn't. This is what he says. Did I report my assaults? How could I? What would I even have said? Excuse me, sir. Someone dragged me and took advantage of me. Is that what I would have said? And how will the police have helped me? He goes on and says, nothing I had experienced up to this point had prepared me for this violation. My body had been invaded and I didn't know what to do about it. Every time the thought of going to the police station crossed my mind, I could only come up with one outcome. I would be laughed out of the police station. I wasn't wrong. Samuel goes back to work, but he keeps drinking more vodka, more alcohol to numb the pain that he experienced. And definitely this is affecting his work. So one day the boss finds him knocked off at work, and that is how Samuel loses his job. Just like that, his job is gone. Now he runs into arrears with his rent, and then like his savings are used up, and that is how his life becomes miserable. He has this heavy pain that he's carrying with him everywhere he goes, that he can't tell. He goes home and the mother is like, what happened to you? But he can't tell. He says that, what help will it be for me to tell? So he doesn't tell. He just keeps going and drinking and numbing himself with alcohol. And that is Samuel's story. He ends up in the streets at the end of the day. The root cause being he attended that party in Kilimani. He was sodomized. And then the only solution that he knew was alcohol. And that is what led him to the streets. That is the one of the cases in the book about Sodom. So we have Gonza, who I'm going to call G. G kills the dad because the dad wanted to kill the mom. And instead of the mom dying that day, the dad died. G went to juvenile and he served a sentence of 4 years. So when he gets back home, he's expecting some sort of welcome. But no, the mom carries this bag of anger against G that he doesn't understand where all this is coming from. At the end of the day, what he was trying to do was just to save the mom's life. So the reason as to why the mom is mad to G is because the mom feels like G has killed the breadwinner and she has to work her ass off to provide for them, but there's nothing G is bringing to the table. So that's why the mom is mad. G knows what's going on. He reads the air in that home, and he knows that he needs to find a job immediately. So he tries things, and luckily he lands a job at some real estate firm. So a few days into the job, he's okay, the family is okay. So days go into weeks, weeks go into months, and there's this colleague of his name is Ahmed. Ahmed approaches G. He's like, you know what, I like you. And G's like, I'm into girls, I'm not into men. This is what G says about Ahmed. I thought he understood because he left me alone for a few weeks. We worked late one night on a campaign and he followed me to the bathroom. I didn't realize that what was happening until he backed me into a corner and tried to kiss me, all while rubbing himself against me. Come on, you know you want it, he said in my face. His breath smelled of mint and vodka. I didn't want it. I pushed him back gently, and in response, he grabbed my crotch. What are you doing? I already told you I'm not into that. What the heck? I was half shouting. Who do you think you are? A good-for-nothing felon? What has that got to do with anything? I asked. I was still backed into a corner, trying to keep as much distance from him as possible. Kwenda huko, you're not special. In fact, don't come to work tomorrow. This gig is over for you. I'll tell everyone the things you tried to do to me in this bathroom. It will be your word against my word. Let's see who they believe, he said. I had known Ahmed for long enough to know he would follow through his threats. He was a top seller and had worked for this company for 5 years, and I had been around for only 6 months. Why would these people believe me over him? When I got home that night, I sent my resignation email. Well, that had been 8 months before. G has not told the mom what happened. He can't find it in him to tell her what happened, because how is she going to help anyway? That is what he thinks. So one day, Jay's mom calls him and he's like, you have to move out. Find yourself something, because we can't keep living like this. So G is forced to move out. So after having that talk with the mom, what does G do? He goes and tries to commit suicide. And he's like, at the end of the day, nobody cares about me. This is the only solution. He doesn't die, but what happens is even worse. So when G wakes up, he realizes that his attempt to commit suicide failed. And now he's in hospital and he has a spinal injury, which has paralyzed him from the waist downwards. That means he's now in a wheelchair and he has to go back home. And the only person who can take care of him is the mother and the siblings. And this is like a blow to the mom, because this is the same person who was telling you to move out. She is only taking care of you because she is obligated to, not because she wants to. So this is what G has to say about his current situation. I've gotten a hang of many things. I can no longer run and hide like I used to when my mother becomes angry. All I can do is roll my wheelchair to the balcony and hope to catch a whiff of fresh air, or a beautiful sunset if I'm lucky. In the last few months, I have started working online. I'm still good at managing social media. It's my only way out of here now. I hope it can one day afford me a life out of my mother's house. And if it can't, I'm happy it gives me an escape for a few hours daily. When things get tough, I sometimes wonder if I had made the right decision to resign from my job. What if I had stayed and called Ahmed's bluff? What if I had fought for it? What if I had been as brave as the boy who pushed his father off the balcony? Maybe I would still be in this wheelchair, but perhaps I wouldn't. What if? So that's G's story, and clearly, as we can see from the two stories, both G and Samuel, their life has not been the same. As for G, he wasn't sodomized, but it would have happened if circumstances were different. If Ahmed would have gotten the right environment, if only he would be in an environment where nobody will see him, he would have done it. He would have done it for sure. And for Samuel, his life just changed. Yo! His life just changed like that. And in both stories, none of them is willing to talk about it. None of them is willing to say something. It's just because of Joanne that we know this story. And these stories are true life stories happening to men out there. How many men are not talking? How many people are being sodomized every single day? Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Sina maoni. This is so sad. This is so sad. This is so sad. I think we should give our men a platform to, I don't know. We should make them feel free and comfortable to express their feelings. Because I think they only surpass their feelings because our community and the society that we live in has been conditioned to make a man feel as though for you to cry, for you to tell a story, you are weak. For you to be vulnerable, that shows how weak you are. And no, that's not the case. So to any man out there, feel free to share your story. Air out your feelings. Go to the police when you need help. And even if they don't, keep pushing for justice because you deserve it. We all deserve justice. Our stories deserve to be heard. Yo, I'm so sorry to Samuel and Gonza. Also, I would love to hear your take on these stories. Yeah, this one broke me. The stories in this book are just, yo. Yeah, kindly comment down below. Let's interact. Let's see what you think about these stories. Yeah, I'm going to get a microphone because I'm really trying to shout so that you guys can hear me. So I'm going to get a microphone and at least do my shoots during the day so that they are more clearer. So yeah, bye. Thank you for watching up to this far.